What you're looking at is an Acheulean hand axe. They were bifaced hand axes that were used from 1.7 to 200,000 years ago that we know of. These were found all over Africa, specifically in Ethiopia. It was carefully made by taking up to 50 to 60 flakes off of a rock until we get a shape like this. And you can actually see how this skill got better over time, starting from the 1.7 million years ago to about 200,000 years ago, where they originally were just big rocks. Over time, they got smaller and more of this iconic raindrop shape. So making these was probably a very valued skill that was passed on through generations and generations. But we may never know because we can't see thoughts in the archaeological record. We can't know for sure what they passed on to their kids. We can only assume that they did just because of how good they got at doing it. I mean, this thing was like the original Swiss Army knife. I mean, you could use it for so much. It's just a sharp rock. I'm sure you can come up with many reasons, like cutting, digging, killing. Also, it could have just been art form. Like they just loved having these for decorations, for display. It was probably something that mates looked for, that they saw that they were making these really good hand axes and they were like, damn, I want some of his hand axe. There's also evidence that this could be used for wood manipulation, like cutting down trees, maybe carving, but we just don't know because wood does not preserve like a rock does or like a bone do. So I can only imagine the amazing shit that they were making with wood that we just don't have today. But there seems to be an overproduction on these hand axes that just seemingly they weren't used. Whether it was just because they were for display, like they just had them up to show, like decoration, or when they tried to kill something, they didn't stand a chance. But we know that these tools were what helped Homo erectus and Homo heidelbergensis become a dominant species. We know that because they killed so many megafauna. These things took skill to make, they took planning. They had to have known what they were going to make before they started, and they had to have adjusted to something that if it didn't break the right way, they had to keep going. They had to adjust, they had to realize what they were doing in their brain. They had cognitive thinking. I mean, it really was an art form, and you can see people make them today. Like on TikTok there are videos of people making these rocks. It's just amazing. I know I've been yapping for a while, but if you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. Check out my YouTube. My YouTube is dying. It's failing miserably, sadly, but I really do have big plans for that channel. I want to make long form content. Short form stuff is cool on TikTok, but I always find myself stretching to a long video. So I just want to be able to be free, make long videos. So check me out on YouTube.